Hello. Today we are going to look at the midpoint formula. Alright, so today we are going to look at the midpoint formula because that's our lesson, okay? So, there's nothing much to it. Look, the midpoint formula is nothing more than the average of the x coordinate and the y coordinates. So you add the x's and divide by 2, you add the y's, divide by 2, alright? And that will give you the midpoint, the middle of a line segment. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's do some work then. Oh yeah, you need to know how to find the endpoint. So what I'm trying to say is the following. So you have a line segment right here, and you want to find the midpoint, you want to find this midpoint right here, then you have to find the average of the x's, okay, and the average of the y's. Alright, you add the x's, divide by 2, you add the y's, divide by 2. Alright, not a problem. Alright, so let's see. What strategy and information will you use to, information will you use to solve the problem? Okay, is there a formula? Sure. Let's see what the problem is. Alright, so it says, the endpoints of CD. So we have a segment CD, okay? CD, and it says that the endpoints are -2, -4. So I'm going to make this -2, okay, -2, -4. And the other one I am going to make 6, 2. Please don't say, oh, you have it in the wrong place. Of course I do. These are in the coordinate plane. We're talking about the x and the y axis, but for the purposes being, just pretend that this is a segment. Alright, so what are the coordinates of the midpoint? Sure. Look at this. One time. The coordinates of the midpoint. So I know that this is x and that this is y. I know this is x and that this is y. Okay? So you're going to add the x's, making sure that you maintain an order in which you're adding. Okay? If you're going from here to there, then when you add the y's, you go from here to there, from left to right. Alright, so let's do this. -2 plus 6 divided by 2. That's for the x's, right? And for the y's, you go -4. You see, I started over here, so I start from here. -4 plus 2 divided by 2. Making your coordinates of the for the midpoint, -2 plus 6 is 4. 4 divided by 2, 2. -4 plus 2 is -2. Divided by 2, -1. And 2, -1 becomes our coordinates, and we answer 2, -1. That's our choice. Boom. Simple, right? Right to the point. Okay then. Now, what happens when they ask you for the endpoint? Well, we'll see this. But remember, this is the formula to find the endpoint. Okay? Multiply the midpoint of either the x or the y, whichever you're working with, by 2. And then subtract that. Wait, where does that come from? Easy. When you were finding the midpoint, you added them and divide by 2. So this time, you're going to undo everything you did. So instead of adding them and divide by 2, you're going to multiply by 2 and subtract. So, the same thing for x, the same thing for the y. Now let's continue doing the problems right here. Okay. So I have this problem right here. Is it? Can you see it? Yes. Okay, so in circle O, the diameter are rs. So we have a circle. Okay? And we have a diameter. It could have been this way, as long as it looks like a diameter. Alright. So RS. Every time you have a problem like this that involves circles, triangles, and all that, picture it, okay? Make a diagram so you could look at it better. Alright, so it has endpoints. So they're giving me the endpoints, therefore they're going to ask me for the midpoint. If they give you the endpoints, they're going to ask you for the midpoint. If they give you the midpoint and one endpoint, they're going to ask you for the other endpoint. Anyways, so the endpoints, okay, of R are 3a, comma, 2b minus 1. Don't make no sense, but hey, what the hell? All right, so I'm gonna make it larger so I can have more space to work on, okay? All right, so for R, we have 3a, comma, 2b minus 1. For S, we have a minus 6, comma, 4b plus 5. All right, they're just messing with us right here. They're messing with us because I have no idea what this means. But it doesn't matter. A formula is a formula. So they want me to find the midpoint, the coordinates of O, the midpoint. They want me to find right here. Oh, okay. I don't have a problem with that. So all I gotta do is add the x's and divide by 2. Okay. So let's start. This is x and this is y. How do you know, Becker? Hello, the comma tells you which one is x and which one is y. Oh gosh, must I do everything for you? Alright, so let's add the x's. So 3a plus a minus 6 over 2, correct? Because we're finding the average. We added them and we divided by 2. And for the y, we have 2b minus 1 plus, okay, let's put this in parentheses so we understand which is which. Okay, so 2b minus 1 plus 4b plus 5. Not difficult, right? Oh, shoot, yes, you're right, divided by 2. Alright, so 3a, we combine like terms. 3a plus a is 4a. Minus, ooh, Becker, you're using the wrong marker. I don't care. Becker don't care. Becker don't care. Becker don't care. Minus 6 divided by 2. And here I got 2b plus 4b is 6b. Okay? Negative 1 plus 5 is positive 4 divided by 2. Okay, now that I've combined like terms, all I gotta do now is just finish the problem. Okay, everything's gonna be in black. 4a divided by 2 is 2a. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. So that is for x, comma, 6b divided by 2 is 3b. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And these are the coordinates of your midpoint. It doesn't have to make sense, okay? Sometimes they'll give you expressions. You just deal with it. Okay, you have a formula, and a simple formula, so you just do it. Okay? Alright, let's see now. Okay, line segment has endpoints of this. Okay, so you could just do this one. I don't have a problem with that. Let me see, can you see it? I hope you can see it. If not, Alright, so let's see now. I am not going to draw the line segment right now because they're not asking me for, like a diagram. They're just giving me the endpoints. I already know how to do endpoints. So I'm just going to label, okay? So label this x and this y. Okay, x and y. And now let's add them up. So I'm going to start from b. You could start from a if you want to. I really don't care. So negative 4 plus 2 divided by 2. That's for the x. For the y's is 6, because I started from here. 6 plus negative 3. That's a 6 with like hair, okay? 6 plus negative 3 divided by 2. Okay? So that's it. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2 divided by 1 is negative 1. I misspoke. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. Comma. 6 plus negative 3 is nothing more than 6 minus 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. Divided by 2. 3 divided by 2 is 1.5 or 1.5. Or what? 3 over 2. However, You have to think about it, okay? I just wrote it like this because I know what the answer is going to be. But in reality, I could have just put 1.5 or 3 over 2. So anyways, so we know what our answer is. Right here. Okay? By the way, if you want help, come office hours and I'll show you how to do mixed numbers in the calculator. Alright then. Right here, can you see it? Yes. A line segment has endpoints. Okay, you know what? Endpoints, that's it. It's the same thing over and over again. Just remember where you start from. So that would be 7 plus -3 over 2 for the x's, and for the y's would be -1 plus 3. So -1 plus 3 over 2. I'm not going to tell you what the answer is. You figure out on your own. I want to move on to the problem where they ask us for the endpoint. So let's see now. Okay, let's see now. Segment AB, okay. Alright, here. I don't know if this is the one. Segment AB is the diameter of a circle M. The coordinates of A are -4, 3, and the coordinates of M are 1, 5. What are the coordinates of B? Alright. So let's see if I understand. This segment right here is the diameter of a circle. So, nah, ugly. No, ta. Or circle. Got you. Okay. And the diameter is AB. So I'm gonna do diameter. So AB. The coordinates of A are -4, 3. The coordinates of M, where is M? Wait, hold on a circle. The circle is labeled by the center. Oh, so this is M right here. Okay. So now I'm gonna make this larger. You already see the problem. So that is the center. The coordinates of M are 1, 5. They want me to find the coordinates of B. They want me to find these coordinates. You see how I'm doing it? That's the same way you should do it. Alright, so the coordinates of B. So they're asking me for an endpoint. Remember what I said. To find a midpoint, you add them up and divide by 2. To find the endpoint, you gotta undo that. You gotta multiply the midpoint by 2. What the hell is wrong with this thing? Ah, okay. No? Okay. To find the endpoint, you multiply the midpoint by 2 and you subtract the other coordinate that you're working with. So let's see if it works. Okay. I'm gonna find the endpoint of x. So I'm gonna multiply the midpoint of x by 2, okay? And I'm gonna subtract the coordinate of x. What is the coordinate? -4, so I'm gonna subtract -4. That's it. That's all there is to it. So let's see. 2 times 1 is 2. Minus -4. When you have a minus negative, I hate to have 2 signs like this. Oh my God, don't start with this. When you have 2 signs like this, just multiply the signs and you see what you get. Negative times negative is positive. Therefore, 2, okay, this is 2 plus 4, 6. Okay, so I found the coordinates. So this one right here is 6. Okay, now let me find the coordinates of the y. Now please, you try first and then we'll do it together. So we're gonna pause. Okay, now that you did it, let's see if we concur, if we agree. So I'm gonna multiply, remember we're finding the endpoint, so I'm gonna multiply the endpoint of the midpoint of y by 2. So it's 2 times 5, see that? 2 times 5 minus, and then the coordinate of y, which is 3. 2 times 5 is 10, minus 3, 7. making y 7. So these are your coordinates of the endpoint. All right. Now, let's see. Now this is also, okay, this midpoint formula and all that is also called partitioning a line segment into a ratio of 1 to 1. Meaning that for every one part here, you have another part here. Like if you have $5 and you give $2.50 here and $2.50 there, that's a 1 to 1, meaning that you get the same, I get the same. All right, let's move on to another problem where they ask us for the endpoint. Let's see if we can do this. Ooh. Let me see now. Can you see that? Done. Oh, I need to zoom out. Okay, I'll zoom out. I just don't want to see my face. Who cares? Let me see now. Can you do this? Oh, back at the best. Yes, I got you. Okay. So let's see now. Square elemental, lemma, lefama, whatever you call it, is shown in the diagram. So what do they want? What are the coordinates of the midpoint of diagonal LM? So they want to know the midpoint. All right. So there are different ways in which you could do this. The easiest way is just to use a ruler, okay, and find the midpoint. Now, this is, it looks like, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is a square, so basically whatever the diagonals intersect, that's your midpoint, because in a square, diagonals bisect each other. But let's say I don't know, because I don't have a ruler, you do, so you'll be able to figure it out. Alright, so the midpoint. All I need is coordinates of LN, okay? So what are the coordinates? Well, think about it. This is your y-axis, this is your x-axis. So this right here is 0, 0. So therefore, L is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So this is 7, 1, because 7 and then 1 up, right? For n is, wait, this is not 7, this is -7. Oh! Okay, so for n it will be 1 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one will be actually +1, 8. All right then. Now guess what? I have the midpoint. I don't have the midpoint. I have the coordinates right here. So all I gotta do is find the midpoint. How? You already know. You add the x's and divide by 2. Remember what I want you to do. I want you to stop writing 3 pages at a time, and I want you to start thinking, in the air. For example, I'm gonna add the x's, correct? So -7 plus 1 is -6. And then divided by 2, -6 divided by 2 is -3. Okay? Now let's do the y's. 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. Now, think outside the box. So the coordinates are -3, 4.5. Okay. Let me see, can you see them from there? Okay, yeah, I just need the coordinates. Okay. So I know that my first coordinate has to be -3. Something is not right here. What is it that I did wrong? Let me redo this problem again, because I'm not seeing this. This is 0, 0. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my God, 6! Yeah, and you must be like yelling at me right now, because beker I told you was 6, -6. So therefore, I messed up and I have to redo this again. So 6, this is correct. I hope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this is correct. Alright, so let's see now. -6 plus 1 is -5. -5 divided by 2 is 2.5. Okay? The other one is correct. So we have 2.5, comma, and then this was what? 9. That's 4.5. Divided by 2, 4.5. All right. So, which of our choice? Now, let me write this in fraction form, just in case. So, in fraction form, this would be 5 over 2, and this would be 9 over 2, correct? Just in case. Alright, let's see now we could do this. Ooh, nice, magic. Okay, so I got 5 over 2 or 2.5. 5 over 2, 2.5, or 2.5. And once again, I keep on making mistakes. This is supposed to be negative because this thing was negative. Okay, so that's negative 2.5, comma 4.5. Alright, so let's see now. Where do I have negative 2.5, okay, comma 3.5. This is not 3.5 because 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. 4.5. 0.5 is a half. 4.5. Okay, so negative 2.5, comma 4.5. Oh, damn. Oh, we found it. Nice. Okay, let's move on to another problem. The messages seen here by the advertiser are nothing more than me doing it on purpose, or maybe not. Alright, what else? What do we want? Okay. So here we have, given this and that, write an equation of the perpendicular bisector. What? Perpendicular bisector? Am I on the same lesson? How am I gonna write that? You know what? It doesn't matter. Let's try to do this. All right. Let's define this. Perpendicular bisector. It's, you have a line segment, right? Remember? Open more than halfway, go this way, and when you put the compass here, then put the compass here, and with the same radius, you do that, right? And you have your perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular because it forms 90 degrees. Bisector because it touches the midpoint right here. So I need perpendicular and I need midpoint. Okay, screw this, let's do this. Alright, so we know how to write the equation of a line, I think. So let's see. So these are the points that you have. Let's list the components. For the perpendicular, when we're talking algebraically, we need my friend slope. Then I need my other friend perpendicular slope. Okay, that will take care of the perpendicular part, the 90 degrees, but the bisector, midpoint. Notice, slope is lowercase m and midpoint is kind of like capital, I hope. So I need midpoint. What else I need? Well, once you have the slopes and the midpoint, you need to write, to summon upon your favorite friend. Y equals mx plus b. Okay, so let's get to work on that. Please make sure you write this down, take notes, and make sure that you take the notes somewhere else, and then when you have, allocated how much space you're gonna use, then you can put it in your packet. All right, so I need the slope. Slope is rise over run, subtract the y's divided by subtract the x's, or subtract the y's over subtract the x's. All right, cool then. So let's see. X, Y, X, Y. 1, 1, 2, 2. Sure. Now let's do this. Y2 minus Y1. At this point, I don't have, that's why I'm teaching you to think in the air. Because right now, I don't have much space, so I need to, work effectively. All right, so 5 minus negative 3. You know what, let's do this, because you might not understand this. All right, so 5 minus negative 3. The minus comes from the slope formula. Okay, the negative 3 is just the y1. All right, 5 minus negative 3 over 5x2 minus x1 minus x1. See that? Okay then. Or some of you might want some graph paper. You put the 2 points and you like figure out what the slope is. Alright, so this one is 5 minus negative 3. We already agreed that if we have two signs, we multiply them. So 5 plus 3 is 8. 5 plus 1 is 6. Making your slope 4 over 3. Okay, now the perpendicular slope is what? Answer me. Beautiful, exactly. The perpendicular slope should be negative 3 over 4. Because you've been through this. Okay, now what? I need the midpoint, Becker. Oh, sure, okay. So, midpoint, I'm gonna make it blue. Midpoint. Alright, so add the x's, divide by 2, add the y's, divide by 2. So, negative 1 plus 5 is 4, divided by 2 is 2. Negative 3 plus 5 is 2, divided by 2, 1. You could write the whole thing if you want to, I just prefer not to. So that's it. Then what? Then I need you to summon your favorite friend. You need to summon y equals mx plus b, because you need the y-intercept. You need this little guy right here. Alright. So, let's see. What you're going to do is, you're going to use the perpendicular slope and you're going to use your midpoint. We got the perpendicular part set. We need the bisector part. So let us replace. This is x and this is y. That's what the midpoint is, and that's the part that's going to chop it in half. So this y is going to be 1. The slope that you're using is the perpendicular slope, because you're doing the perpendicular bisector. So negative 3 over 4. The x part, hello, plus 99% or 100% of the time what you need. Okay then, let me drink something right now. Alright then, so all I gotta do now is solve for b and I'm almost done. Alright, so let's see now. When you multiply by a fraction, you're going to multiply by the top and divide by the bottom. Now, if you cannot divide, like it doesn't divide evenly, leave it like that. So let's see. 1 equals 2 times negative 3 is negative 6 over 4 plus b. Alright then. I think I'm going to run out of space, but it's okay. So I'm solving for b. Now, I got negative 6 divided by 2. Now, if you have more space, you continue over here. So, I could have left it like this, but I know that 6 divided by 2 is 3. So, negative 6 divided by by 2, sorry, is negative 3. You know what I'm saying? Okay then. Now, take this and solve for b. Negative 3 plus what is 1? Hello, 4. So, you're going to add 3 to both sides. I don't really want to do this anymore, but so you add 3 to both sides. I'm telling you what to do. But me, I'm just going to take this negative 3, put it on the other side, positive. So 3 plus 1 is 4. So b is 4. Now what? Now write your equation. You have your y-intercept, okay? You have your perpendicular slope. Boom. Okay, so how do I write my equation? Hello. Y equals your perpendicular slope, negative 3 over 4, x, which always be there, plus 4. And this, my friends, is the equation, okay, of a function that will be the perpendicular bisector of the line that they provide us with. Alright? Good then. Alright, let's see what else do we have here. Okay, problem number 8. What does it say? Okay. Okay. So, in the diagram of circle, we got a circle and they want what? Find and state the coordinates of point R. Alright, they want point R. They want an endpoint. If they want an endpoint, they gotta provide us with the midpoint. And when they want the endpoint, remember what you gotta do. You're going to multiply the midpoint by 2 and subtract one of the coordinates. Okay? The coordinate that you're working with. So, let's see now. I'm gonna do x first, as usual, right? So, the endpoint for x. So, let's see now. I'm gonna do the endpoint of x. See, now I'm gonna label it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, multiply the midpoint by 2 and subtract the x coordinate. So 2 times 3.5 is 7 minus 1, 6. Now let's do it for the y. If you do it before I do, I'll give you 2 points. Never, son, never. Look. Wait, what the hell did I do? Oh no, you're gonna get the points. You're gonna get the points, though. 2 times 2 is 4, minus negative 4. Boom, I won. That's it. So, and you forgot to write it over here, so I won, even if you did it before I did. Yes. Okay, so 6 comma negative 4. That's basically what the other endpoint is. Another way of doing this is if you have your coordinate plane, of course, 3.5 is going to be kind of difficult to graph. Therefore, we do it algebraically. Okay. What else do we have here? That's it. Am I sure? I'm done up with everything? Yo, I'm a beast. Okay, good. So what does it say here? Graph these equations. This one right here, well, y equals 3, I know is going to be a horizontal line. I don't want you to be mistaken and confused. When they give you an equation saying that y is equal to a number, just a number, loose number, okay? Y equals 3, then you're gonna have a horizontal line, okay? In a horizontal line, there is no rise. It's only run, so the slope is 0. Horizontal lines have a 0 slope. When you have a vertical line like x equals to any number, okay, then you have an undefined slope. You have no slope. It's like, it's impossible, like only Spider-Man and I and Chuck Norris can just walk through the wall like this. Dun, 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 dun. You can't. Now, if you want to, you could try. But anyways, so let us grab those lines just for the sake of doing it. So y equals 3 and x equals negative 4. Okay, y equals 3 is going to be, you go to y where y is 3, right? 1, 2, 3, and this is basically your line. Whatever x is, y is always going to be 3, so, okay, of course, you do it with a ruler, otherwise I'm going to mark it wrong. And now x equals negative 4. Well, you go where x is negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then look, you mark the points. Put the arrowheads. And make sure that you label your lines. If you don't label them, you know what's going to happen. Okay then. What is the value of the slope in graph B? This graph right here, hello, no slope, it's undefined. Are these lines parallel or perpendicular? What do you think? Okay, so now, okay, on the next episode of Common Core Geometry, we're going to take a look at the distance formula. Alright? Boo, got you.